What's going on, guys? And just to let you guys know, as a disclaimer, in this video I'm not here to flex or anything like that. I'm simply here to inspire you guys and let you guys know you can do the same exact thing that I've done in the past. So in this video, I'm gonna show you guys exactly how I took just $100 to my name and turned that into $50,000 in my bank account. And I'm gonna be going back to times when I was working at Starbucks. I didn't really have too much going on for me, and it was kind of a time where I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I was 16 years old at the time, obviously working at Starbucks. I was a junior in high school taking all these AP classes and everything like that. And I honestly thought college was, really the only way out and to, really be quote unquote successful, because, a lot of people were telling me that I needed college to be successful. I was trying to talk to my counselor and everything, my junior year, saying that I wanted to do business. I knew that I could do online business. I wanted to take less classes, and everyone was just really pushing the whole college thing for me. So this was junior year. I was 16 years old. I was working at Starbucks, and during working all those shifts and everything like that, I was able to save up a couple $1,000s that I soon enough paid a mentor, and this was actually my first mentor ever. I paid him $750. So initially I was working at Starbucks, literally 40 hours a week, still going to school, and I was making not even $600 every single paycheck. So this is when I realized that I needed to truly find something else that I could make money with and not trade my time for money. And I know it sounds pretty cliche, but I really hated the fact that I was going to work and getting them paid the same amount as someone that was doing pretty much like nothing. And I'm a very hard worker when it came to anything, whether it's school, whether it was work, whether it's anything like that. Because even in school, I was getting straight A's. I might have had some like B's here and there, but naturally I was just a very hard worker. So when I found out about online business, when I paid my first mentor $750, I actually paid him to teach me how to make a business Instagram theme page. And if you don't know what that is, it's essentially a page with a lot of followers where you can sell promos, shout outs, consulting, just different things like that. I eventually made around $1,000 after around 3 months doing that, and I took that initial $1,000 that I made from my business theme page and I actually reinvested into buying another theme page. I was doing this for around 2 to 3 months, but honestly I wasn't really making that much money. I was making like $80 per shout out, and I was doing like 6 or 7 of them per month. And this is when I took all the money that I was making from Starbucks, because I was still working at Starbucks during this time. I made around like $3,000 with my business Instagram theme pages, and this is when I invested in my first mentor ever for e-commerce. And the first mentor that I ever paid in e-commerce, his name is Jeremy. He's actually my business partner inside my agency now, which is really, really crazy. But investing in him and investing to learn e-commerce and Shopify dropshipping, that was something that truly changed my life forever. Because I remember, during the time I was doing the whole like Instagram theme page thing, I was promoting other dropshippers that were personal branding. So I actually decided to try out dropshipping a little bit before that, but I saw no success. I lost a little bit of money. So meeting a true mentor, because obviously it's kind of hard to trust a lot of people online, but Jeremy at the time, I believe, was either 17 or 18, and he was making so much money that I literally told him, I'm like, bro, like I need to know exactly what you're doing to make all this money, because I wasn't making any money really with my business theme page. I was still working at Starbucks. I was still in school. So I was like, I need to know what you're doing. And I literally the next day paid him $2,500 to get a personal one-on-one mentorship. And if you kind of see the pattern of what I was doing, I literally was taking all the money that I was making with, my other businesses, my first Instagram theme page business, I invested into another one. Then I took all that money that I made from there and I invested into my first mentor. And this really established something in me where I was like, wow, if I really wanted to get to the next level and if I wanted to learn things, I knew that learning from the people that were actively doing it over and over and over, that made perfect sense for me. Because during all this time, I was still going to high school, everything like that. A lot of people were telling me, oh, what college you're going to go to, what do you want to do? All my friends were asking, and I was like, well, I don't really want to go to college. College isn't right for me. I don't think that I should be paying all this money to go to college or get a 4-year degree with something that I'm never even going to use. And obviously, I'm not saying that college is bad or anything. It just simply wasn't the path that I wanted to take. Because when I was in high school and I started my first e-commerce, dropshipping store, that's when I truly knew that there's real money to be made online. After the first 3 to 4 months of actually running that store, and the first store that I ever made that was successful was a women's clothing store. That was really my first 6-figure store, and that was in the first 4 months of running it. And during all this time, I literally told no one that I was doing this. I had pretty much no way to really tell anyone anyway, because truthfully everyone was telling me everything about college, doing this and that, and I just didn't feel like I could tell people what I was doing because I was potentially like an outsider, doing stuff that people weren't normally doing. So during this time, it was 2019, I was still in school. I had my first successful 6-figure store with my mentor Jeremy. This was a time when I truly realized that I could do so much more. I could start multiple stores, I could do this and that, all still going to high school. And during this time too, I was still working at Starbucks. I was working like 25 hours a week, and then during that as well, I got an internship working at an apartment complex.
Yo, boss hasn't been in the office for like 4 hours. Been kind of chilling. Didn't do any homework because I really can't. But been chilling all day, bro. All day.
So I was essentially working 2 jobs. I was in AP classes, and I was still running my successful dropshipping store, all doing just a crazy amount of stuff every single day. But I'm glad I did that because it taught me responsibilities, and it taught me that if I can truly manage my time right, then I can do anything. Because really, if you think about it, we all have the same amount of time every single day. Some people, prioritize different things than others. And I feel like it's an important tip that I want to give, and it's really the main reason why I was able to turn $100 into $50,000. Simply was the fact that I was able to constantly take what I was making, reinvest in it, reinvest back into my mentoring. I was able to put all my priorities in line because I was the person in high school that was the business guy. I remember during senior year, a lot of people were coming up to me. A lot of people were like, "Oh, what do you do? Teach me, teach me, teach me." And it was kind of crazy that everyone was coming up to me because I actually moved to that high school in Maryland sophomore year. So everyone first knew me as the new guy and the new kid in high school. And then, a couple years down the line, everyone was talking about, "Oh, how can you do drop shipping? Teach me." And it was just a really crazy experience to be in. So I was still doing e-commerce for a few months after having my first successful store. And during this time, it was the beginning of 2020. And during this time, that's when everything got shut down. Everything was locked down. And honestly, this was a very pivotal moment of my life. And this is when I really started taking my dropshipping store seriously. During this time, all my classes were online. So I wasn't going to school. We couldn't go anywhere. We couldn't really go to stores. We couldn't go hang out with friends. We were in a lockdown. So I truly took all that time and just invested in my learning. I was still learning from my first mentor. I was paying other people money. I was paying mentors $10K here, $5K here, because I was still, rinse and repeating the process of when I made money. I would just invest more and more to get, higher quality mentors, different people to teach me different things. And this is what really led me to make my first $50,000 online through e-commerce. During this time, I did have my first successful 6-figure women's clothing store, but after paying out everyone, Jeremy was my business partner in the store as well, I didn't have $50,000 to my name liquid. So after around 8 to 9 months of that, it was around the summertime of 2020, and this is when I truly had $50,000 to my name. And reaching this level, obviously isn't too crazy, but to me at the time, I really thought I had everything figured out. I thought that I cracked the code to life. I wasn't going to college. I told everyone that, I don't need college. I just made $50,000 online that I had. And I knew that there was a bunch of different possibilities to make money online, that the only people that are successful with it are people that are actually curious, people that are willing to learn, sit down, and actually learn from other people that are currently doing it. So out of the whole journey of taking $100 and turning it to $50,000, I want to talk about a little key, points in there and different stuff that I was doing to really, multiply that money from $100 to $1,000 to $3,000 to $10,000 and so on. So I can truthfully say that investing in people was something that was very life-changing now, because fast forward, now it's about a year and a half or so later, I'm living in Miami. I actually moved out to Miami at 18 years old, and the biggest thing that I honestly think contributed to my success and everything that I've always done, turning $100 to $50,000, was constantly meeting new people and always learning from them. So fast forward a few years later, I'm in Miami. I'm about to turn 20 years old. I actually moved out to Miami at 18 years old. So like I said, the biggest and most important thing that you can do from taking $100 to turning it to $50,000 is don't overlook investing in yourself, right? Not even just paying money for stuff, but truly invest in yourself with knowledge and to learn as much as possible, because at the end of the day, the choices that you make and all the actions that you do come from here. So you have to make sure that you're constantly investing in yourself every single day, or always learning, and you're always truly making yourself better. Because at the end of the day, not even just with business, but in life, the more you know, the smarter choices you can make, which ultimately will get you to your goal as fast as possible. That being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, I'm posting 2 times a week. So if you're not already subscribed, feel free to subscribe. I'm going to be giving away all this free value, you guys, a lot more. And if you learned something inside this video, feel free to comment down below something that you learned. And with that being said, I will see you guys in the next video.